Hey guys, what's up? It's Matt with 86 and got kind of a spooky glow going from right here. It's because there's a light here and I haven't turned it off. We'll kind of see how that goes. Anyways, I'm looking at one of these. Smartwatch with a grain of salt, because it's not like an Apple Watch. It has some neat features that it doesn't really need, but really it's a glorified fitness tracker, and it's pretty cool, actually. Usually I see these, and I know that there's some cheap ones out there, but usually these are easy passes. But a company that can impress me enough to make me want to go look at their site and want to get it and want to try it, well, that says something. Now, I've also kind of wanted one too, because I'm pretty into baseball with the kids, and the kids all have VivoFit Juniors, which are Garmin devices. And while this isn't a Garmin device, obviously, it's something that I can use to show them, look how many steps I got and look what I did today. That's really kind of the biggest reason why, but you'll probably never see me do one of these again. And this one was really cool for what it was. I kind of half expected some cheap piece of crap, not gonna lie. That's kind of what I expected, and ended up pleasantly surprised by what I actually got. Now, to those of you that want to know right away, does it have a microphone on it, a camera on it, can it do the fancy stuff that like the Apple Watch or the Samsung Watch can do? And the answer is no, it can't. It can do some neat things that are a little bit of extra things that you wouldn't have expected it to do, but it's not that. It also has some funny things about it which are a little weird, but we're going to talk about it. One of the things I like the most about it though is that it counts steps. I don't really care about it telling me about the calories that it burns, but it does that. It takes my heartbeat and it measures my blood pressure, something my doctor's been wanting me to do, so that's what I'm doing. You know, blood pressure runs high in my family, so don't be shocked by anything you see here. Pretty normal for the males of my family. So again, on the main page, what you can see when you set up one of three themes that it has is that you can see date, time, day of the week that it is, the battery life on it, heart rate, steps, and calories. And before we move on too far, I definitely want to mention the battery life on this thing has impressed me. I was expecting to have to charge this every day, and I'm on like day 8, and it's at 75% battery, so I'm doing pretty good there. I also keep my settings on screen brightness turned down, and I'm not always looking at it too much. I will say that I have looked at it a lot, but not an over-exaggerated amount. On page 2 is a simple recap of your activities. On page 3 is your heart rate. Now, when you go to page 3 and you leave it on heart rate, it's going to take your heart rate for that moment. So it'll tell you what it is or what it last reported to be, and then it'll check it again. And that's the same thing for blood pressure. It'll tell you what your blood pressure was measured at last, as it seems to do it about every 10 or 15 minutes, is just check your blood pressure and it updates it. But if you leave it there, it will go ahead and check it again. On page 4, you can check your sleep. Now, this one's kind of inaccurate for me because I can't find a way to set my sleep times. I go through every 52, 54 days, whatever it is, where I'm on 2 months of nights and then I'm on 2 months of days. So some of those I'm sleeping during the day, and I think that confuses the crap out of this watch. On page 5, you have various sport modes you can pick from, and I'm going to read them to you, and they're kind of strange, and you're kind of like, where are some other sports on here, and why are some of these sports on here? So you have things like running, walking, riding, climbing, ping pong, basketball, badminton, and football. Now, as an avid baseball person, I'm a little insulted that baseball's not on there, but hey, that would be a great one to put on there because baseball will track you a little bit differently, as even the kids that play it will tell you. They'll be active for about 2 or 3 hours, and the VivoFit will only report that they did something for about 40 minutes at best. If you're worried about it being waterproof, it is IP67 waterproof resistant. So that means you can take a shower with it on, you can wash your hands with it on, you can dump water on it with it on, and you should be okay. There shouldn't be any problems with that. I've washed my hands, taken a shower with it, done all that stuff, and it's been fine. Now, just kind of recapping on a few things, you do have 3 themes you can choose from. As far as I can tell, there's no way to import new themes to it. So one of those 3 themes, if you don't like it, I guess it's probably not going to be great for you. It's also not a touch screen. So if you go into it for the first time and you didn't read the little booklet that comes with it, it's not a touch screen. There's a capacitive touch button that you can use to cycle through things and use long presses to activate things. And that just simply means holding your finger there for about 1 to 2 seconds in order to, if you go to a page or you want to get through something or close something out, to do that. Now, while this won't let you reply to text messages or let you answer phone calls and talk from it, it will tell you when somebody's calling you so that you can go to your phone and answer it. It will tell you when you get a text and the screen clarity is clear enough in order to read that text. But again, you can't reply from it. You can also sync it with other things like your Facebook and your Twitter, and I find that useful, especially Skype, something like that, so you can see notifications in Skype come up on there and read what people are saying. Now, it seems fairly well protected too. As soon as I put it on, you know, I'm pretty clumsy. I'll bump into door handles and bump into doorways and brush it up on a countertop, and I have not seen a scratch appear on it yet. I've been been pretty impressed with that. All the footage I've shot with it is after wearing it for a while, doing things like baseball, typical tasks around the house, smacking it into things not on purpose, but just because I apparently hit my wrist in things more than I thought I do. And the screen still looks great. Now, it's important to say that the app that they use is pretty awesome. It's something that I was going to be a little wary of because I've seen kind of third-party apps not work out so well, but it's a great way to go back through and check your days, your different blood pressures from different times on different days that it's recorded, heart rates, all of that. You can go in there and check your activity, how many steps you've done, and it's a very intuitive, easy thing to use. When you go through the setup process with this watch, it's as simple as telling it you're ready to connect. The watch finds the app, and then boom, it's all there. It's all great. So even if you're away from your phone for a little bit of time, when it comes back to it, it will update the phone with the activity that was missed. And like I might have mentioned, I'm not somebody that's really into wearing watches, so one of the things I liked the most about it was that I realized I forgot it was on sometimes, and it didn't really bother me. That should be pretty good testament to how comfortable it is, because when I've got something on my wrist, usually it's like I can't have something on my wrist. It feels like somebody's grabbing me by the wrist, and I'm just not a watch wearer, but I've become a pretty avid one with this one on it, especially in order to test it, because I wanted to see how it tracked 24/7, and I'm liking it. Now, as far as how accurate do I feel like it's reporting, well, because my blood pressure is a little bit unique, I was concerned, but I also knew that this would be a good control to test with. I know what my average blood pressure is, and this watch reports within that average range. So, is it accurate? Yeah, I think so. Guys, again, this isn't necessarily my thing, but Bozlun kind of impressed me with the fact that they have a website, a lot of information about it, and really helpful people. And it made it kind of one of those experiences where I'm like, this company's really trying to do something. Now, I also wanted one of these because of what I do, obviously, playing baseball a lot with the kids. But they really did impress me. They're not just another company out there pushing a piece of garbage trying to get somebody to spend 26 bucks. You're looking to spend probably around 50 bucks on this one, but that's much cheaper than the hundreds of dollars of Apple and Samsung if you're not looking for the overly rich features that those watches have to offer. And the battery life on this thing has been incredible. I'm glad that I don't have to take it off all the time and charge it. It just stays pretty charged. Guys, if you have any questions about it or my experience with it, I don't really do these, so just leave them down below and I'll see if I can't help you out. I'm going to keep on going with this watch until I break it somehow, but so far that seems like it's going to be a difficult task to do. There is a female version of this watch, but as far as I know, it's got less features. It doesn't track things like blood pressure. Hopefully they can implement something like that, because the wife was looking at this and she wants one, but she doesn't want one that looks like you're wearing a small VCR. But if you're interested in this one, I'm going to link it down below. If you have questions, be sure and leave them so that maybe I know what better to answer about these in the future if I do them again. But the chances of me doing another kind of sport watch is slim to none, especially because I think this one's going to last. Anyways, guys, have a great day, night, whatever it is. I'll see you in the next video I do. Light is like, does it shadow me a lot? Bye.